Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the Intel N100 in Red Dead Redemption 1. Last week I tried Red Dead Redemption 2 with the Intel N100. It was one of the most terrible experiences that I've ever had, honestly. But Red Dead Redemption 1 is a totally different game. It's way easier to run. We've seen it run pretty well with the GTX 660, for example, from 12 years ago. So the N100 might have a chance here with its Intel UHD graphics, 24 execution units by the way, and well, let's put it to the test. We're also running 12 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, 4000 megatransfers per second. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, I'm not sure if this is a good sign, guys, but we're getting 28 FPS in this menu with 99% GPU usage. Let's go over the settings first. I have it set to 1080p resolution. We're utilizing the low settings, or lowest settings. I'm actually going to disable FXAA as well. And motion blur. Come on, there we go. Everything else is set to the lowest. By the way, this is a Chuwi tablet with Windows 11 on it. It's a very interesting device, actually. It runs Windows just fine, of course, but for gaming, it is very rough. It could play GTA 5 pretty well, though, so at least there's that. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, it was a very, very difficult game to run. But as I was saying, if you are an N100 gamer, you know, if you're used to playing PC games on a chip like this, you might actually find 20 to 30 frames per second playable, and the fact that this is doing that at 1080p native resolution is nothing short of amazing, okay? CPU utilization is very much up there as well, getting up to like 90% sometimes, but it's not becoming a bottleneck for this system yet, at least for its own high GPU, which, well, it shouldn't. It's UHD graphics with 24 execution units, but I think it actually did bottleneck it in GTA 5, probably because of the single channel RAM as well. That doesn't really help it, but it's good to see that it's doing a fine job over here. I'm pressing shift a lot of times because the horse, you know, like, you need to keep on pressing it for the horse to run faster, and Windows thought I had stuck keys or sticky keys, whatever. Sticky keys is actually another thing, Windows. You should call them stuck keys or something like that, because sticky... that happens in other scenarios, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna stop it right there. This is pretty intensive around this little town area, you know. Outside of here, it gets less intensive, but it's usually around 28 to 30 frames per second most of the time, even outside of the town area. Let's drop it down a little bit to 1600 by 900 resolution now. So at 900p resolution, we alleviate that GPU by quite a bit. It's able to produce around 10 FPS higher than 1080p resolution. And once again, that is nothing short of amazing on a PC like... Oh my god, dude, stop it, Windows. This is amazing, guys. Especially if you're playing with a controller with an FPS cap as well. Why would you do that? Oh, like, I think this would actually be a better experience under those circumstances with a flat frame time graph, you know, compared to a PS3 or an Xbox 360. Maybe. Obviously, those are very, very old gaming devices. Guys, you're gonna kill yourselves by doing that. Oh my gosh, come on, Roach, come on, we gotta go. We gotta see Bob and kill him, actually. Let me grab my gun. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. I think Bob is in this direction. But yeah, look at that, guys. 40 FPS sometimes, not dropping. There could be an area that's a little bit more intensive than this town back there. The game just came out. I haven't played it the entire way through, obviously. But... even if there is, it didn't really drop into like the super low 30s, I guess. So even if it dips down into like 30 FPS, 28 FPS in those extreme circumstances, I think it's still going to be a decent experience. This is like a breath of fresh air, honestly. This is Bob's place. Oh my god! CPU usage! It's at 100%! What's happening? My goodness, I guess it was just loading this new area probably, and, well, it had a brain fart or something, a CPU fart. Yeah, CPU is the brain of the computer, so that's it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We gotta take it easy. It's a little bit more difficult here to aim with 30-something FPS. I'm used to be doing this always above 60, right? Even with 12-year-old GPUs. But, hey, this is still playable, guys. You can get used to it, obviously, and I mean, I guess I am used to it at the moment. Alright, just play at the lowest difficulty level, because on the higher ones, it's going to become very hard indeed. Let's go. There's another guy over there, Roach. Everything's alright, buddy. Just stay there. But, you didn't take your shot, dude. Goodbye, Bob, by the way. We got him. Good stuff. And I am impressed that the game doesn't look all that bad on low settings compared to ultra settings. Even the LOD is decent. Like, you can see a lot of vegetation from far away. You can see that that house is actually fully loaded in. And if I run away... Oh man, the LOD is pretty decent. It still didn't change the texture quality, even this far away. This is weird. It's lowest settings. I feel like they could have done something a little bit better on the lowest settings, you know? Come on, it's still the same texture quality, guys. What the actual hell? Well, you get the idea, right? I guess some of the things that were there disappeared already. You know, some of the objects, but the view distance and the LOD on lowest settings possible is still really, really decent. Okay, time to go down to 720p resolution, guys. Still utilizing the lowest settings here, and this should become a way better experience since, well, we were already 30 plus all of the time previously at 900p. This is getting now 50s. It feels smooth, guys. I mean, the frame time graph could be better, obviously. It still has little spikes here and there, but... honestly, for an N100 machine, it feels smooth, it feels really playable, and again, even I myself could enjoy this game absolutely fine like this. Is it amazing? No, not really. Far from it, actually. Over here in the town area, at least running fast with the horse, it gets down into the lower 40s and it starts stuttering a little bit more. But it is definitely playable, and what matters the most... It just clipped into the fence there. Oh, I'm so sorry. What matters the most... Sorry, people, why are you doing this? What matters the most is the story in this title, okay? And story-wise, it's going to be the same whether you are at 40 FPS with the lowest settings in 720p or at 4K max settings with 144 frames per second. So, if you have the N100s... and if you can buy this game on sale, because I don't think it's worth 50 bucks. If it was a complete remaster, it would, but I think it should have been at least like 20, 25 maybe. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But yeah, whenever it goes on sale for that price, which it might soon, you know, in the Christmas sales or something like that, winter sale, Halloween sale maybe, I don't... If you stood still, that wouldn't have happened. It is definitely worth a pickup, even with an Intel N100 machine, which I did not think I would say, okay? I didn't think it would go this well, actually. Let me just try something here. I'm gonna lock the FPS to 40. We saw a little bit of a CPU bottleneck coming into town, riding really, really fast through it. You know, GPU usage went down. Oh. God damn it. Indeed, locking the FPS to a value below what you're getting previously on the minimum, you know, will make the frame time a lot smoother, as you can see. Oh my god! Okay, CPU usage still goes up to 100% at times. Maybe the best course of action would be locking it to 30 FPS instead. And this way, it's still going to be playable, obviously, especially if you're used to playing games on a machine like this, once again. And here you can sustain those 30 FPS a little bit better than the 40 FPS, so it might be the way to go. Let's see if the CPU usage goes up to 100% again. I'm gonna go back here to the open area, and now back to the big city again. Let's go really, really fast through it. Come on, yeah, no problem right now. CPU isn't reaching 100% usage anymore. It's around like 60, 70%, 80% at times. As long as it doesn't reach 100%, you're not gonna see those awful stutters where the game literally stops, you know? This machine, the Chuwi i10 Max that I'm using to play the game at the moment, which is a tablet with Windows 11, as I told you, touch inputs and so on. Pretty nice quality, actually, in terms of build quality and stuff. It is $300, and for $300, obviously, you can put together or buy a used laptop, for example, or even a new laptop with higher performance than this. No denying that, okay? Okay, I've also unlocked the FPS, but yeah, with that price in mind, $300 for this machine, well, I'm guessing not a lot of people will buy it unless they're after something that's built well and just for watching YouTube videos and checking emails and so on, and you want the touch input as well. But there are mini PCs with this same chip for like $100, you know? Very, very inexpensive. And those same systems will be able to play Red Dead Redemption 1, which is kind of insane. Although a lot of them will have the N100 capped to 6 watts, which is its rated TDP, and the Chuwi one over here unlocks that up to 15 watts. So there's a bit of a difference there, but other machines also do that. So it just depends on the vendor and the system itself. I guess whenever you need to traverse to a different area of the map, you get these insane stutters because the CPU just can't really do everything at once, right? So it's basically traversal stuttering, I guess, what we're seeing here. The CPU gets overwhelmed and it can't sustain a smooth experience, but aside from that, it's fine. And well, I guess the 3 main resolutions are already done, so we should go up to 1440p resolution, okay? Totally out of range of the possibilities of the little N100, unless you're playing Nintendo DS games with an emulator or something. At 1440p, that will work, I guess. But yeah, if you're wondering, at 1440p, just for a little bit of an experiment here, it actually does work kind of still. The game is very sharp at the moment at the 1440p resolution. We get under 20 FPS, but it's not as slideshow of an experience as it was in Red Dead Redemption 2. And I think I've been vaccinated basically with the Red Dead Redemption 2 experience, and I'm starting to think that this is not that terrible. Although it is, it's 17 and 18 FPS, so of course it is absolutely terrible, right? Okay, we're approaching the town at 1440p. There we go. It's still getting around the same FPS as we saw outside of here, so there's that, guys. Red Dead Redemption 1 on the N100 at 1440p. Last thing to do. It is the absolute last thing, okay? I won't torture you more. Come on, 2160p resolution or 4K. Can we get inside of the game, please? Thank you very much. 9 frames per second. Isn't this what we were getting at 720p in Red Dead Redemption 2? I think so. Somewhere around that. I remember seeing 9 FPS at least at that resolution in that game. But that's been it, guys. This is now the slideshow experience that I thought we'd see a little bit sooner in this video at like 1080p resolution maybe. But no, the N100 managed to surprise us quite a lot here today, in my opinion. And right now we're getting the best frame time graph ever. No stuttering, no little spikes, no nothing. It's just a flat frame time graph. So at least it is a smooth 8 FPS experience. Thanks very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this little experiment. And I'll catch you in the next one very soon. I'll be testing the entire 50-tier GPUs from NVIDIA next. So stay tuned in for that. And as always, love you all. Bye-bye.